Welcome to the Jerry Graves channel. This channel talks about how to bring about justice and how to deal with narcissism. Without further ado, let's jump into the topic. But first, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell, and let's jump into it. One of the tools that toxic people have at their disposal is the ability to confuse you, and it's something that people don't really pay attention to how effective or how devastating confusion is. All right, one sure way to confuse somebody and also to hurt someone's feelings or to attack someone is just basically hiding a certain fact about a statement that you're saying, whether it's a statement about something that person's doing wrong. You're criticizing them, but you don't really define exactly where they went wrong or what exactly you're getting at. You just kind of hold that off, but you give them the impression that they're doing something, they did something horribly wrong, and you hold it for a second, just long enough for them to feel confused and disoriented. Not defining things makes people even more confused. Like if you were to call somebody something and they don't know what that word means, that they're likely going to respond even harsher than they would if they knew the definition of the word. If you made up a word and people responded to like, "Oh, ooh, you should never let somebody call you that," and that person doesn't know what it means, then they, freak out and it confuses them. And it's something that toxic people always do. But I wanted to focus on more like the first example of people coming in and criticizing something that you're doing, but not defining right away exactly what they want you to do. Because usually people who are in a position to criticize you know exactly what they want from you. They know what you did wrong. If you're at work or something like that, they've been to work, some people 20 years at the same place. They know exactly what's going on, but they like to play with people and pretend that they don't so that they can, hold that. You did something wrong, or why'd you do it like that? Ask you a question, and then you go into your head like, oh, I must have made a mistake. And it's one of those things that it's a pattern that I see people do, criticizing somebody but not getting straight to the point about what they did wrong and what they should do for now on and what they want from the person, not getting straight to the point. It confuses people, and then, everybody gets more anxious, and then people like that like to stretch that out. They like to leave you hanging and may even switch strategies with because I've seen people start that way and then switch to, saying things that don't make sense now. Now that this person's confused, now let me ask you other questions that don't really make sense. If somebody leaves out a detail, whether it's a criticism of you or a word that they're calling you, or they're implying that somebody has said something about you, but they don't want to tell you who it is, they're likely just trying to confuse you and really trying to get a big reaction out of you. So just in general, watch that. Anytime that, it doesn't matter how reputable the person is, if they aren't getting to the point, then it's a psychological attack. It's mental gymnastics. People know how to get to the point, especially if, they're over the age of 20. People know how to get to the point. So don't let people confuse you. And if you do get caught into that where you're forced to explain yourself, because some people have a position to force you to explain yourself even if you know that they're doing this, use as little words as possible and make sure that you get to the point, and ask questions that lead them to the point, you know right at the beginning. Don't let them hold stuff back, and ask them what they mean when they say certain words, if they're calling you something, or if they just any type of vagueness. ask questions. Don't go around the rosy with them.